My name is David Patterson, and I have two loves in life. The first one is filmmaking, and the second one, it's a little different. For most people, getting your license just means you can go from point A to point B. However, for me, it was an introduction to a new hobby and possibly a new addiction. Driving just for driving's sake, and just having a love for your car. And then thinking, how can I make this experience better? Then you get curious and start working on cars constantly, trying to improve the car from how it came from the factory. So what drives this addiction, and can it go a little too far? Let me explain. This is an Infiniti G35, and this is Steve, its owner. Now Steve has been a very good friend of mine since I met him at a local car meet. However, Steve is probably the best example of what can happen if you get a little too obsessed.
My addiction really took place when I moved down here from Michigan, and I got a 1996 Eclipse. It's the first car that I really myself sank money into, had no one to help me make it. Started doing exhaust work and tampering with the engine a little bit. Did some cams to it. Had to replace a couple parts inside the engine to get it running right. After that, it was, friends. Started meeting up with friends. Started going out, enjoying the nightlife with cars. And it basically led to meeting up, going out, and street racing. I was street racing a Honda Civic one night and got pulled over and went to court, went to jail. Was in jail for an extended period of time.
So wait, Steve went to jail for this hobby. To jail. So you'd think he'd learn his lesson, right?
To this day, I still street race. I don't look back at it. Yeah, I went to jail, but it's whatever. The thrill is still there.
Well, guess not. Meanwhile, I decided to take a road trip to Patterson, Virginia. I've come here to Patterson to talk to my two close friends, Matt and Jake, and are prime examples of how this can be a money pit.
Well, my dad, when I was younger, we had a 1970 Impala that old car would always, have its problems. We put electronic ignition, we put wheels on it, put an intake, carburetor. He had several vehicles when I was growing up, and we were always tinkering with them. Let's see, when my first car was a 1970 Impala. Transmission blew out in that about a year of daily driving that. So I then bought a 95 Saturn SL2, worst car ever. Then I traded the 95 Saturn for my car that I currently own, the 93 Prelude, which I've done some, I wouldn't say heavy modifications, but moderate, I guess. It has a JDM motor swap, JDM tranny swap, a stage 2 comp clutch.
Roughly how much money do you think you've spent on this car?
Over the 2.5-year course I've owned it, probably around, I would say about $3,000, maybe more than that, about ballpark.
I definitely think a car's modifications and paint and the way it's driven definitely reflect a person's personality. I have a very bright, playful personality. My car is a bright purple and black, and it's out there, as to where David's Mustang is blue, and it's just, you don't expect it when it's coming, and when you see it, it definitely shows David a fast-paced, loud, kind of goofy dude, as to where Matt's Prelude is subtle yet dangerous at the same time, and he throws out everything it's got, and it definitely reflects upon all of us what kind of modifications we make and how we drive our cars. Man, I have an easy $10,000 just under the hood and other body modifications and suspension modifications to that car. It's kind of sad. It's a lot of money and it's a very expensive hobby.
That it is. You're recording even on the road.
Shut up!
Knowing how much of a money pit this hobby can really be, I decided to travel back to Yorktown, Virginia to talk to Steve about how much he has spent.
Since I've gotten the G35, I've put a decent amount of money into it. I've got cold air intake, plenum spacer, I've got a set of rims, full exhaust. I've actually had the engine replaced. Taillights are aftermarket. I've got a $600 system and a couple more odds and ends inside the car. I put my 40 hours in a week. I mean, I go to work Sunday night through Friday morning. I get off Friday morning, I just want to have fun. I go out with my friends. You go out to the bar, to the club, go hang out with your friends at their house, watch movies and whatnot. Me, my friends, we go out, we street race. We go to car meets, we do whatever we have to do to have fun. As long as it revolves around cars, we're out having fun. The first Saturday of every month, we all get together. We go to the thing, it's called Cars and Coffee. They're all over Virginia. Newport News, Virginia Beach, Suffolk, Chesapeake, they're all over. But the first Saturday of every month, we all meet up and we go to the Virginia Beach Cars and Coffee. There's a bunch of exotic cars there, and it's just a bunch of car enthusiasts out in the morning having fun.
Will,
What?
what's so great about Cars and Coffee?
The coffee.
You get people who own shops who come out there looking for customers to potential customers, and then you get car groups that come out there who have never associated with other car groups, and little do they know they get along with everybody and the groups become bigger and you get more friends. You have a bigger bonding experience.
Melon, what do you think about Cars and Coffee?
Oh, it's fantastic.
It was absolutely
It's a serious question. What do you think? Is it?
I love it.
The bond that I have with my friends is unlike anything other. We're not friends, we're brothers. The group of people that we have, we've come together through cars. If it wasn't for cars, we wouldn't have the friendship that we have. Friday or Saturday night, you can find us out in Virginia Beach at a local diner called Genro's. It's where a bunch of cars come meet up. Or, like I said, it's a diner. You can go in, you can have some food, and have fun. They really don't care what you do, just as long as you're within legal limits of what you do.
Genro's is always something to look forward to. You have great cars, and you have great people. However, it is after the meet is where the fun really begins. After Genro's, we occasionally go on a night cruise together. Going on a long night cruise with friends is something almost surreal. You all have the same love, and you can bond together, but at the same time, be solitary. Maybe something will happen you don't expect, or maybe you explore a road you've never been down before. Most people see it as a waste of gas. We see it as something else. The most common question we all get is why we love cars so much. It's like an artist's favorite painting or a ballerina's final performance. Except for us, it's every day we get behind the wheel.